Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Well, today I'm back here on Elizabeth's ride because the coolant keeps getting low. And of course, I just replaced the heater core. So my first suspect was that maybe I pinched the seals on the heater core. And yes, the heater core is leaking. It's dripping, drip, drip, drip. Hadn't seen it drip in about 5 minutes, but as you can see, that drip is forming. So chances are I over tightened this and pinched the seals. So let me get under here, take this heater core loose, and see if these seals are in fact there and if they're in position properly. So I'm gonna try to crimp the coolant lines under the hood if I can find my proper vice grips, because I can't find my coolant crimping tools. Well, have to monitor changes all the time. This is the gasket I pulled out of the old heater core. Just happen to have one still around. This is the gaskets that I got with my new Swedish carports heater core. And this is the gasket that I got with a Nissan's heater core. Brand new. So I think the new Swedish carport heater core gasket is now coming in a little bit smaller, the thickness of the gasket. It looks almost exactly the same size as the old gasket. However, the old gasket is now crushed from years of use and it looks to be the same width. But it looks like the new gasket that came with the Nissans is a little bit fatter on the thickness of the actual gasket. Hard to tell, but it appears to be a little bit fatter. The Nissans is on the right and the Swedish carport new gasket is on the left. So I'm going to go back in with the Nissans gasket and see if that stops my heater core leak, and contact Swedish carports and ask them if they got a new gasket supplier. Hard to tell, but that little bit may be enough to stop the leak. The Nissan's gasket feels harder than the soft Swedish carports gasket. So I'm gonna go back in with these gaskets, see if that stops my leak, and contact Swedish carports and see if they can get gaskets that may be a little bigger. Let me see if I can see a difference in the height on the edge. Well, they actually kind of look the same, unfortunately. I can't tell that one's any higher than the other. Can you? But one looks a little fatter than the other when you put them on top of each other. Just barely. And there's the gaskets in position. The Swedish carport gasket here on the left, the Nissan's gasket there on the right. They really don't look to have any size difference. But I'm going to go in again with the Nissan's gasket and see if that makes a difference. It's a little firmer than the Swedish carport gasket. So both of those are the Nissan's gasket. I thought those gaskets used to be about the same size as this aluminum part there, but they're not. So hopefully I get this thing to stop leaking. Let me plug it back in and service the system, see if it stops leaking. I have the core back in. I'm getting ready to dry that off with a paper towel and a terry cloth towel. Then I need to suck up all this coolant. Unfortunately, this carpet is now saturated with coolant. Not that it's a good piece of carpet, but it is soaked. So I need to make a plan for that. Now, if you have good carpet, the best thing to do is remove it, power wash it, leave it out to dry. But with carpet that's trash, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I got to think about it. For now, I'm going to use my oil eater pads to suck up the coolant that's leaked down here. So here we are. Look like we got a half a drop on that thing. Let me wipe that off and see if that comes back. Take the car for a test drive. It's been idling for about 5 minutes. Make sure this thing is not leaking at all. Don't want to be back under here. So I'm going to dry that off with a paper towel and make sure it's all the way dry. But the moral of the story is, no matter how many times you've done these jobs, always complete them. Don't get cocky and not leak check it. Fortunate for me, it's my car. I didn't go nowhere and I could deal with it. However, had I been on the road, this would have been a mess for somebody. So, always leak check your work. Make sure it ain't leaking before you call it a day. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.